life of Vhagar, from birth to death, origins and early years. In the dawn of Targaryen power after the doom of Valyria, the world was in turmoil. From the ashes of the once great freehold, a few dragon lords survived, one of whom was House Targaryen. On the island of Dragonstone, Aegon the First Targaryen and his sisters prepared to embark on their monumental conquest of Westeros. With them were 3 dragons, Balerion the Black Dread, Meraxes, and Vhagar. Vhagar, named after a god of old Valyria, was not the largest of the 3, but she was nonetheless a magnificent and terrifying creature. Hatched in the smoking ruins of Valyria before the Targaryens fled to Dragonstone, she grew to be immense over the years. By the time of Aegon's conquest, Vhagar was already a young but formidable dragon, her scales a brilliant bronze and her roar a deafening thunder. Visenya Targaryen, the eldest of Aegon's sisters, became Vhagar's first rider. Fierce, bold, and skilled in both war and statecraft, Visenya was a perfect match for the fiery Vhagar. Together, they soared over the 7 kingdoms, spreading fear and awe. During Aegon's conquest, Visenya and Vhagar played critical roles in key battles. At the Field of Fire, where Aegon faced the combined might of the Reach and the Westerlands, Vhagar, alongside Balerion and Meraxes, unleashed a torrent of flame that decimated the enemy forces. The sight of 3 dragons laying waste to thousands marked a turning point in the conquest, solidifying Targaryen dominance. Visenya and Vhagar also subdued the Vale of Arryn. When the Arryns resisted, Visenya flew Vhagar to the Eyrie, landing in the castle's courtyard. The sight of the dragon within their walls was enough to compel the young lord of the Eyrie to yield without a fight. For decades, Visenya and Vhagar maintained the peace established by Aegon's conquest. Vhagar's presence was a constant reminder of Targaryen power, her shadow a harbinger of the might that could be unleashed upon those who defied the Iron Throne. Balon Targaryen. After Visenya's death, Vhagar remained riderless for a time, until Prince Balon Targaryen, known as Balon the Brave, claimed her. Balon, a warrior through and through, bonded deeply with Vhagar. Under his command she continued to be a symbol of Targaryen might. Balon rode Vhagar in several conflicts, including quelling rebellions in the Dornish Marches and the Stormlands. Together they ensured that no challenge to Targaryen rule went unanswered. Balon's time as Vhagar's rider cemented her reputation as a weapon of war and a guardian of the realm. However, Balon's life was cut short by a burst belly, a sudden and unexpected death that left the realm in mourning. Vhagar once again was without a rider. For a time she roamed freely around Dragonstone and King's Landing, her roars echoing through the skies as a reminder of her latent power. Vhagar's next rider was Lady Laena Velaryon, a woman of Valyrian blood and the wife of Prince Daemon Targaryen. Laena had always been fascinated by dragons, and she aspired to ride one of her own. Despite her delicate appearance, she possessed a will of iron and a spirit that matched Vhagar's ferocity. Laena claimed Vhagar in a daring display of bravery and determination. The bond they shared was one of mutual respect and understanding. With Laena on her back, Vhagar once again took to the skies, her flame lighting up the world below. Laena and Vhagar traveled widely, visiting Dragonstone, Driftmark, and the courts of Westeros. Laena's grace and poise were complemented by Vhagar's raw power, making them a formidable pair. Their journeys across the realm further solidified the Velaryon and Targaryen alliance, with Vhagar as a living symbol of their unity. Laena's life was tragically short. She died giving birth to her 3rd child, leaving Vhagar without a rider once more. The great dragon mourned her loss, her roars echoing with a sense of longing and grief. The Dance of the Dragons, a brutal civil war between rival factions of House Targaryen, brought Vhagar into the deadliest conflict Westeros had ever seen. The war was fought between the supporters of Rhaenyra Targaryen, known as the Blacks, and those of her half-brother Aegon II Targaryen, known as the Greens. Vhagar was claimed by Prince Aemon Targaryen, a fierce and ambitious young man who sought to prove himself in the fires of war. Aemon and Vhagar quickly became a force to be reckoned with. Their first notable engagement was at Harrenhal, where Aemon seized the castle and made it his base of operations. Vhagar's presence there was a constant threat to Rhaenyra's forces, and her might was demonstrated in several brutal skirmishes. The rivalry between Aemon and Daemon Targaryen, Rhaenyra's husband and a seasoned warrior, defined much of the latter part of the dance. Daemon rode Caraxes, the Bloodworm, a dragon almost as fierce and battle-hardened as Vhagar. The two dragons and their riders clashed repeatedly, each encounter more ferocious than the last. The battle above God's Eye. The climax of Vhagar's story came in the skies above the God's Eye, a large lake in the Riverlands. There, Aemon and Daemon met for a final, decisive confrontation. Both knew that only one of them would leave the battle alive, and the fate of the realm hinged on their duel. The battle was fierce and deadly. Caraxes and Vhagar clashed in a storm of fire and fury, their roars shaking the heavens and their flames lighting up the sky. As they fought, Aemon and Daemon exchanged blows, each seeking to end the other. In a final desperate move, Daemon leaped from Caraxes onto Vhagar, driving his sword through Aemon's eye. The two dragons, now locked together in a deadly embrace, plummeted into the waters of the God's Eye. The impact sent a massive wave across the lake, and both dragons were lost beneath the surface. Vhagar's death marked the end of an era. The mighty dragon who had seen the rise of House Targaryen, who had fought in countless battles, and who had served some of the greatest dragon lords, was no more. Her body, along with that of Caraxes, was never recovered, but her legacy lived on. Vhagar's life was a testament to the power and majesty of dragons. From her early days as a young dragon in the service of Visenya Targaryen to her final tragic battle above the God's Eye, Vhagar was a force of nature. Her story is intertwined with the history of Westeros, her presence a constant reminder of the might and terror that dragons brought to the world. In the years following the Dance of the Dragons, the Targaryens would struggle to maintain their hold on the Iron Throne. The loss of so many dragons, including Vhagar, weakened their power and left them vulnerable to internal strife and external threats. Yet, the memory of Vhagar, the bronze beast whose flame and fury shaped the destiny of a continent, endured. Tales of Vhagar's exploits became legends, told and retold across the Seven Kingdoms. Children would hear stories of the great dragon who conquered kingdoms, who flew with the bravest of riders, and who fought in the skies above the God's Eye. Her name became synonymous with the glory and tragedy of House Targaryen. Vhagar's story is a reminder of the fleeting nature of power and the enduring nature of legacy. She was a creature of fire and blood, born in the ashes of Valyria and perishing in the waters of Westeros. Her life, filled with battles and bonded with some of the greatest figures of her time, was a saga of strength, loyalty, and untamed power. Though dragons are no more in the present day, the tales of Vhagar and her kin continue to inspire awe and wonder. In the annals of history, Vhagar remains a symbol of the age when dragons ruled the skies and the Targaryens ruled the land. Her roar may no longer be heard, but her legacy echoes through the ages, a testament to the grandeur and peril of a bygone era. Thanks for watching Narrative Network. Like, comment, and subscribe for more stories. See you next time.